Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to this very, very special event. My name is Marcel van der Walt, and I'm the President and CEO of the National Center on Sexual Exploitation. After 3 years of dedicated work, we are thrilled to finally launch the National Center on Sexual Exploitation's Parent Center. And just to start off, just want to thank a few people who has helped make this possible, to Chris, Karen, and Matt, and your team from Sapria, and also to founders Shalane and Derek Maxfield. Thank you just for your generosity of spirit and making this possible for us today to celebrate and launch this year at your office, the Sapria office in Utah. To all the advocates, survivors, and chiefly parents, everybody who's helped make this possible today, thank you very much. And then also everybody joining us here in person, as well as those online from different parts of the world. You are our honored guests, and we're grateful that you're here with us as we take this critical step forward. The National Center on Sexual Exploitation exists to create a world free from sexual abuse and exploitation, and we do that through mass-scale prevention. For the last 6 decades, we've worked to understand the interconnected nature of the web of sexual exploitation, and thereby also recognizing that the phenomena, whether that's pornography, child-on-child sexual abuse, sex trafficking, prostitution, that none of these issues ever exist in its own private universes, but they essentially seamlessly connect. Our work at the National Center on Sexual Exploitation spans public policy, corporate advocacy, and civil litigation, and the experience of our team really spans from crime scenes to courtrooms and from courtrooms to Congress. There are a few things that NCOSE uniquely understands. The first one is the systemic nature of online exploitation and the acute vulnerabilities faced by our children. The second one is the crippling gaps between families and the institutions that needs to, or that's meant to protect them. And then thirdly, just over the last couple of years, the growing number of parents that is already coming to the National Center on Sexual Exploitation for help. So the Parent Center's work will essentially expand this work by connecting directly with families in moments where they need help the most. It also helps us understand emerging threats in real time and strengthens our ability to drive corporate advocacy, public policy, and legal action moving forward. Over the past 3 years, there was just so momentum, and I think just 3 things just to contextualize what today is culminating into. In January 2023, the National Center on Sexual Exploitation was present during Senate Judiciary Committee hearing where Mark Zuckerberg turned around and he apologized to parents. A lot of those parents came together at our office, and we all moved down to the Senate Judiciary Committee meeting. And that was really poignant on that day because there was a sense that for the first time ever, there was broad, unanimous, bipartisan buy-in in holding big tech companies accountable and recognizing all of these online harms. The second thing was really when the National Center on Sexual Exploitation, we were invited to the White House to observe the signing of the Take It Down Act. And then last year, the National Center on Sexual Exploitation was again invited to the White House, and we briefed the National Security Council, the Homeland Security Council, and other senior staff members at the White House on the issue and the reality and really the national security threat of sextortion. So these moments really show us that we are essentially at a critical inflection point. And the launch of the Parent Center is really the culmination of that work, and it equips us to meet this moment with even greater impact. So here we are today, and we really invite every one of you, parents, advocates, and supporters, to join us in this vital mission. So before we continue, I just want us to hear from Hayley McNamara, our Executive Director and Chief Strategy Officer, and I'm also just going to invite Lane Schill onto the stage. Lane is the Director of the Parent Center, and Lane will just share as soon as we've heard from Hayley McNamara.
Hello, everyone. I am so excited about the launch of the Parent Center today because the need for it has really never been more urgent. Right now, families are facing a digital environment that's changing rapidly, and it poses serious risks of exploitation. But resources are too often decentralized and not intuitive for caregivers to find. We're seeing these harms evolve in real time, and parents are too often being left to navigate them alone. From issues like online exploitation to sextortion, predatory grooming, and more, parents often are left without clear guidance, support, or somewhere to turn in the moment that they need help. Excellent resources exist, but it can feel like a full-time job to find them or stay up to date. And that's why we need the Parent Center now. The Parent Center is a strategic extension of the National Center on Sexual Exploitation. It directly helps families in their moment of need and helps surface patterns that can inform advocacy and legal action. It will help parents go from feeling overwhelmed to engaged and even equipped to use their voice to create change in our culture and laws. Families should not have to face these challenges alone, and together we can help protect kids in our own families and beyond.
Children today are inundated with a relentless wave of sexual exploitation, and parents feel completely outpaced. 1 in 3 minors report an online sexual interaction. 19 seconds is all it takes for grooming to begin, and it's often complete in less than 45 seconds. 54% of kids are exposed to pornography before the age of 13, much sooner than any parent is ready to have that conversation. These are the daily realities that many parents and caregivers are facing. And most parents haven't been given the tools, the resources, or the support to know what to do or to feel confident handling these situations. On top of that, the digital landscape is changing so fast that no one person can keep up to date with all of it all at once. In short, parents are being asked to protect their children in a digital world that they didn't build, that they don't control, and that they can't fully see. When we started building the Parent Center, we didn't start with tech. We started by talking to families. Jill Geigel, a strategic advisor to the Parent Center, is going to share more about what she found in her focus groups and conversations with parents.
Thank you. It is such a joy to be here with so many of you longtime supporters of the Parent Center, and I'm so excited to be here to finally launch something that is really going to help parents and help them protect kids, make parenting a little bit easier in this digital. So about 4 years ago, almost 4 years ago, when Nkosi approached me to come and lead out in the research and development of something that would help parents in this space in a different way, something that was not out there yet, I was really excited, because I'd worked in this space a lot with other companies, other organizations, and we'd created things and helps for parents to help protect their kids from online sexual exploitation. But it wasn't enough, and I knew that it wasn't enough yet. I was also excited because I'm a parent, and I'm on the front lines every day in this battle, trying to keep my kids safe, and so I knew the need. So the first thing we started with was talking to more parents. We got focus groups from around the country filled with parents of different ethnicities and socioeconomic status. And we asked them, do you need help? Is this a problem? Are your kids struggling? Are you struggling? What will work for you if you do need help? And universally, the answer came back, yes, we need help. Yes, we are drowning. But we need something that's so easy, because when we try to get help, we feel overwhelmed. The biggest, I would say the biggest emotional feeling from those focus groups were parents that were overwhelmed. They were overwhelmed because of the amount of tech and how fast-paced the tech is changing, how to keep up, how to know what the next app was, how to put parental controls on, they couldn't be an expert in everything. Parents are overwhelmed with that. They're overwhelmed trying to find something that helps because there's a lot of great resources out there, but they're small and they're segmented, and how do you find them? And when you need them, which one helps you the best? And who do you trust? This is a sensitive topic. This matters. The consequences are big on this. They needed a trustful, a reliable partner, and it was hard. Who was it out there on the internet? Who was that partner? So that was overwhelming to them. And they're also overwhelmed by the relentless begging of their children for technology. It never stops. They want the next thing. And that pressure from their kids was overwhelming to them. And so what do they do? What do parents do? What do I do? I've been there. We put our heads in the sand. We bury our heads in the sand and hope, give them the technology they want, and hope that it works out for us. Hope that the consequences aren't too great. The problem with that is then they were living in fear because they know that there's problems. They know that there's harms, and they know that they're going to happen. And so parents were struggling. And these focus groups really showed that. So after we talked to the parents, the final question we would always ask is, if you could wave a magic wand, create something that would help you the very best, what would it be? And I remember one parent, and he kind of summed it up with all the different groups. They would kind of end at this point, but he said it so nicely. He said, I just wish there was like a big red button on my computer or on my phone that help. And when I needed help, I could push that button and I could type in what was going on in my specific circumstance, and I could get reliable, trusted advice that would be really helpful to me in that moment, because I don't have the time to go out and search until I really need it. And so, after we heard that time and time again, we at Nicosi decided to build that red button. But you have to remember, this was 3 years ago. AI was just coming around. It was just emerging. We didn't know exactly how that was going to look and how we could actually do that. So we spent more time researching. And really, with this vision, we kind of had to wait and work and research until the technology caught up with our vision of that seamless, easy red button that could really help parents. I just want to take a moment to thank so many of you here that have been supporters from the beginning of that time, that have patiently waited for that technology to catch up with our vision. I think that it's been worth the wait. And I think that today we have a product that will help make parenting easier and really give true help to parents that's easy and seamless and will help protect kids. So Lane, tell a little bit more about the process that happened after that.
Thank you, Jill. The Parent Center exists to meet the desires and needs expressed by those parents that Jill met with, and it exists to provide parents with the help they need right when they need it most. It's made up of a centralized web platform and an AI tool. That web platform and AI tool have 3 core functions: prevention, crisis response, and advocacy. Prevention helps parents stay ahead of threats. So parents having questions like, how do I talk to my child about pornography? How do I set up parental controls on my child's phone? The Parent Center answers these questions. Crisis response gives parents help in the moment that they need it and after a bad situation occurs. Crisis response looks like answering questions of parents like, my daughter was sent a nude image. What do I do now? My child, I think, is being groomed on Roblox. How do I handle this situation? The Parent Center AI tool will answer those questions. And third, advocacy, turning pain into change. and helping parents know how to affect change in their homes and in communities and on Capitol Hill. But building something like this, as Jill said, took years, and it also took incredible partners. We worked with Bennett Borden and Clarion AI to help shape our approach to this AI tool. We've worked with Boncom to market this tool and continue to market this tool as we launch it here today. And Tim Estes and Angel Q, an integration that we'll have here soon to help parents get TV and film reviews so that they know what works best for them and their family. But none of this would be possible without John Frendel and his incredible team at Capitol. They helped turn an idea into a safe and scalable tool. So we're going to hear from John now a little bit more about that tool, and then we're going to transition right into a demo of the tool. Thanks, John.
So we think about at our company, every time a parent, an individual gets on and asks a question, how important that it is in that moment to give safe and accurate information from the large body of trusted content underneath. And, you know, it took a lot to get to where we are today. But I can say today that the investments made here that we've done, and it is truly the same level enterprise tools that many of the largest chat systems are using now. It's kind of the fullest extent what it means to run a lab, as it were, where you can make changes and test things at scale that are just incredible. And that was our goal, to build something that truly is safe and accurate, and also can grow and happen at such scale and be cost effective. And just so grateful for what this is going to mean for so many people's lives and generations that are going to be impacted because of the ability for parents to be empowered to protect their children.
Here's how the tool works in practice. 3 questions, the kind of things parents are genuinely searching for answers to, typed in real time. Starting with, how do I talk to my child about pornography? The tool responds right away with guidance that's grounded and age appropriate. Notice how it adjusts the framing depending on the child's developmental stage. It addresses not just what to say, but how to say it. And it offers specific resources parents can actually use, which takes a lot of the guesswork out of starting that conversation. Next, my child is being pressured to send nude images by someone at school. What do I do? The response immediately shifts. It leads with the child's safety and emotional well-being, then moves into clear, concrete steps. How to preserve evidence, how to talk to the child without making them feel at fault, and how to get the right support in place. I'll click onto one of the recommended resources here. This is where it goes a step further. Rather than stopping at an answer, the tool connects directly to trusted resources for parents who need to go deeper. More specific guidance, more context, and more help for this particular situation they're facing. Last one. My 9-year-old keeps begging to play Roblox. Is it safe? The response gives a balanced, honest picture of the actual risks without being alarmist, and helps the parent think through what boundaries and supervision make sense for their family. It also encourages parents to consider things like how their child uses the app, what level of oversight is appropriate, and what feels realistic in their home, rather than offering a one-size-fits-all answer. Clicking into one of the recommended resources here, this is a full, in-depth analysis of the Roblox app itself, what it is, how it works, what the specific risks are, and what parents need to know before making a decision. Back to the tool now. Following up directly, yes, tell me how to set up parental controls. And right away, it walks through the steps. A parent can pause and follow each step in real time. No need to search across multiple sites or piece together instructions from different places. That's the experience. A parent comes in with a real question, urgent, sensitive, sometimes scary, and within seconds, they have clear guidance, practical next steps, and direct access to trusted resources. We're so excited about that tool that John and his team have built. It's really incredible, and it's taken a while to make it as safe as possible. And that's what makes it different from any other tool that you can just find on the internet, is that what's referenced there, the resources that you click on, are safe. They're trusted resources. They're NCOSE-approved resources, and they're incredible. And it helps you to really dive deeper and get the answers you need for you and for your family. It's personalized. Some of our trusted resources here and continuing to build. But these are leading orgs working on child safety and ending exploitation. And we're so proud to partner with them to have their resources referenced in every answer that you ask. This tool, on top of having excellent partners, it's been so thoroughly tested. It's been tested by licensed counselors and therapists. It's been tested by cybersecurity experts very thoroughly. Safety is where we wanted to start here. And it's been tested by subject matter experts as well as parents. So many parents, those who are navigating these challenges in real time. They've been asking it questions and getting answers, and the tool has been slowly improving the detail and the thoroughness of those answers over time. And as more parents use the platform, it's going to become more effective. It'll help us identify emerging threats earlier. It will help us better understand what families are facing. And it will continuously strengthen as more and more parents pour into this tool. In other words, the more families that we reach, the more effective this tool becomes for every family that we serve. We're so excited for you to try it out.
Yeah, thank you, Lane, just to underscore just your leadership and helping and stewarding all of these different parts of the solution. So just to recap, the Parent Center does three things. Essentially, it delivers direct support to families in their moment of need. It generates real-time intelligence and on emerging threats, and it serves as a powerful engine for advocacy and accountability. And through this work, we will strengthen legal action, civil litigation with real cases from real families. And we will influence policy and corporate behavior at the highest level. Something that we're really excited about and something that came out in the Senate Judiciary Committee meeting 3 years ago was something that big tech and these companies fear the most is power in the hands of parents. And this is what the Parent Center tool is all about, democratizing courage in the hands of parents. And the vision is clear, the shift of the burden of safety off of parents and back onto the systems that are responsible for these harms. So today we are not just launching a tool, we're essentially opening a door for parents who have been trying to figure this out on their own, and we say no more. So next steps, action steps. So here's what we are asking you to do. People here, online, offline, starting right now. If you're a parent, please go and use the tool. Ask it very real questions, even if it means stress testing the tool, and see what it gives you. Do use the thumbs up and the thumbs down. The more people use it, the more we can iterate this, and the better the tool essentially will become. If you are a partner, please help us get this tool in front of families that need this. And then thirdly, if you are in the position to support this work, please help us to scale it, because right now, even $1.20 will put this directly into the hands of another parent. And again, the more people use it, the better the tool becomes, and the more reach and scale we'll reach with with this tool. This is only, and this only works if it reaches people, and that starts with everyone in the room, virtually and offline. So let's make sure no parent has to face this alone. At this time, I'm going to be inviting up again Jill and John just to take a few questions. We'll take about 3 questions, and I believe at this point we'll depart from the people online. So Jill and John and Lane, if we can just join us here on stage. And we'll just, we'll take about a few questions. So are we going to stand? Yeah, let's just do it here. Yeah. Great. Any questions? Any questions from the floor? We only have one mic here. There we go.
I can just yell, but those great resources that you linked to, how will those stay evergreen over time?
John could probably answer this with better tech